Hi, folks. Pastor Tim here. And today I'd like to talk to you about the power of parables, Jesus' teaching stories. So, let's say I wanted to teach you about something important today. There'd be a bunch of different ways that I could do it. I could give you some books to read, or I could give you the link to an internet article, or I could show you a state-of-the-art high-definition video, or write it in ketchup on a piece of bread, or I could even enroll you in an online course where you have to watch goofy videos and write about them. But 2,000 years ago, when Jesus was born, they didn't have any of that stuff. In fact, most people couldn't even read. So how could they learn? I'm so glad you asked. They used stories. Stories that were pretty easy to remember. Stories that were about stuff that people could relate to, like everyday stuff, like farming and vineyards and family life and searching for loose change and farming. Yeah, a lot of people were farmers. They had a lot of stories about that. Anyway, these stories were called parables. You might want to remember this next part. Parables were just short, memorable stories about everyday life that Jesus used to teach people about God. One more important thing to know about parables is that parables pretty much only appear in the first three out of the four Gospels: Matthew, Mark, and Luke. John's Gospel, not so much. Now, let's talk about some key features of parables. The first one is metaphorical language. So Jesus would say, the kingdom of heaven is like a banquet, or the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. And he would tell a story to help explain how the one thing is like the other thing. So for instance, just like a mustard seed starts out small and becomes a big bush or a big tree, God's kingdom starts out small too, with just an idea or a kind word or one single action, and before long it becomes a big movement in the world. Jesus started out with just 12 dudes, and not even the smartest dudes in the land by far. But starting with just those 12 dudes, God grew a huge faith movement that has helped billions of people. Another key feature of Jesus's parables is the element of surprise. Sorry, I had to do it. A lot of Jesus's stories had a surprising twist where something happens that you would never expect. So like a supposedly good person, like a priest, would walk by a guy in need and just totally ignore him. But a supposedly bad person, like a dumb, mean, awful, nasty Samaritan, who back in Jesus's time wouldn't give a Jewish person the time of day, actually bandages him up and puts him on his own donkey and pays for him to stay in the inn until he's healed up. Surprise! Okay, I'm done now, really. So there you have it. Parables are teaching stories that often have metaphorical language where one thing stands for another thing, and they also often include an unexpected thing happening, something out of the ordinary. Dare I say, surprise! Okay, really, not going to do it again. Not going to use that S word. That's not going to happen. So in response to this video, I would like you to read Matthew 20, verses 1 through 15. And I want you to answer the following questions. Who is the landowner supposed to stand for? Who are the tenants supposed to stand for? And finally, what is the unexpected plot twist? Thanks, everybody. See you soon.